This one's for you. Baby, you my everything. You all I ever wanted. We could do it real big. Again, you ever done it. You be up on everything. Other hoes ain't never known it. I want this forever.
Oh yeah, welcome back. Welcome back. It's for another attack. Oh, I had to stretch my nose there. Almost sneezed. Almost sneezed right at the intro, man. I'm pretty sure you get demonetized for that. You know, it's like cursing. It's like cursing in the first 10 seconds. It's the Koopa. It's the guy. It's the man. And today we're going to the Demon Palace, getting our Peggy, getting our JPEG unicorn, and then we're gonna go beat up a bunch of paintings and stuff. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be hella kosher. Hope you guys enjoy. It's been a minute since we've been in a dungeon. He lied because we were literally just in Twisted Deformed Herb like 2 episodes ago. But yeah, we're back in the dungeon, which is great because I do enjoy this one. This is probably my favorite version 2 dungeon. Besides, of course, TDE, that's a good one as well. But yeah, this one, good bosses, not too confusing or complicated. And you get to fight Neldrad, the Dick Drad, who drags his dick over everything. So it's good times. So here we go, the wonderful Claws cutscene as well. We do love this. Get a little Peggy action going on for Anne Lucina, and then essentially we're gonna go meet up with her, head to the palace, and do all that fun stuff, because we have to, because this is the quest, this is the you, this is the me. This is our solo wing with the wings of the Pegasus. Indeed, indeed. And it's kind of funny because it's like, oh no, you can't ride it because you're not, the thing in the beginning of the game or whatever. First cutscene. And then it's like, you can't ride it because, actual hero is Anne Lucina and blah, blah, blah. And so they actually have the power to transform Claws back into their original form, which you're going to see here real quick. Whoa, it's Sheeny. Yes, yes. There's a reason why Claws has so much swagger. See, that's the thing, guys. Sheeny has always had the balls of like a fucking Tanuki. Like he's generally the coolest guy ever. I would agree. And I will say the outfit, he kind of didn't cook with that, but I feel like that adds more to his swagger. You know what I'm saying? Like he's so lit that he's like, yeah, I'm gonna look dumb just cuz. I'm gonna look retarded just so I can swag on y'all motherfuckers. And I think it's just the hat really that does it for me. The hat and definitely the facial appearance, which you know what, I'm actually a little pissed off at this game because I don't think that's a glam option for your facial aesthetic. I don't think so. Like the little dot eyes, which is like why there are many characters that I would love to make with the dot eyes, and I think you have to be Puku to do that. If you're not Puku, I don't think you can do that at all, which is really dumb. Like what are we even talking about here, guys? Hopefully they'll prick more cosmetics, or they'll even allow us to go into the dragon race soon. We'll see. We'll see. I'm recording this now because there's maintenance going on, or somewhat whatever. Fairly annoying, but we have indeed finished version 2 so far, so we're on 3. It's 7.4 is the version that the game is on now as well. I guess I'll throw this in here as well. I think I'm gonna do a small video, a little short goals recap video as well later on. I keep saying as well a lot in this last little section here, but we're moving on as well. So stupid. My goals, since we finished off version 2 here, it's about the end of May as I'm recording this, and it'll probably be end of June or middle of June when I upload this, and the end of version 2. I want to be finished with version... Well, I want to be finished with version 4 and up to version 5 before I am 30 years old. If you guys want to know, 29. I'm going to be 30 next March. So actually, let me double check that because age truly to me is nothing but a number. So I feel like I've been like 18 for the past 20 years. But let me just get out a calculator because I actually have no idea what my actual, so 2025. Yeah, I am 29. So yeah, before 30, I like how I didn't even know when the fuck age I was, and I thought of this whole challenge, but I'm sleepy. I'm tired. It's like fucking. It's not even 6 a.m. yet. So, anyways, before the age of 30, I want to have version 4 completely completed on this damn game. It took me a whole year casually playing to make it there. Not to make it there, but to make it all the way to like version 7. I was around or so version 4, like maybe 6 months in, and it's taken me just so long to get this playthrough even like started. So I feel like that's like 2 years. 2 years past. Like I should be there. Of course, I am playing the game twice, yes, and recording it, yes, and doing my whole thing as far as commentary goes, whatever the fuck you call this bullshit that I speak on the mic. um, so that may extend the time a little bit, but I'm getting a lot faster at just playing through this now. I'm becoming a little bit of a speedrunner, just breaking my human limits. I love that. I'm loving that aspect of it. See, we got the nice, you just average upload times because I was trying to do the daily thing and I was gonna brag on, yeah, look how good my dailies are, but I will not deny I fell off a little bit mid-year, and I was just like, fuck it, I just don't care because life was going crazy, and then now life is not crazy, so I have a lot of shit just scheduled, as you can see clearly from the commentary here. Like I'm recording this in May and it's going up in June. That's kind of crazy. But that's how a lot of them have been. Just doing the dailies and just getting a lot of uploads on because I've had a lot to talk about. I've had quite a few things to talk about. And speaking of that, I've started this one free flow. I didn't even get a topic or anything because I said I just wanted to like see how I feel, what I actually want to chat about today. And I don't know, man. I've just been feeling really low with the state of my relationships, but just not like the way I view them. It's more of like that, oh, I feel like too many eyes are on me, Because me personally, and this is gonna sound like cope, because it kind of is cope, but me personally, I found out that I'm really cool with dying alone and just being on my lonesome forever because I feel most comfortable here by myself. Of course, I get texts and called when I can say that. But I'm very comfortable by myself. It's where I get my energy from, and I've now in this phase of my life, I've stopped just adhering to a lot of the things that people want from me as far as extroverted activities and hangouts and whatnot, and then you say no to someone hanging out at their house and smoking weed like 1 or 2 3 minute times, and some motherfuckers just resent you, and the resentment leads to the distrust and the gossip, and I'm just casually silently in the background. I'm just chilling, like I don't care really. Work is for work. I know a lot of people don't view it that way. I know a lot of people want to have fun at their job, or uh, feel like they're actually adding value to the world or their coworkers, putting a positive impact. I really view work as just a means to an end to get money. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't think viewing it the other way is a bad thing. But what I do think is a bad thing is viewing these people in your life as a means to get to something else. That's where the badness comes in. And I see that in a lot of things, a lot of my relationships where people are like kind of using me as a roadblock to another goal, and I'm just not cool with that. Not cool with that. But at the same time, I notice when I do that in others, and that's why I'm really cool, really chill, just being by my lonesome. At least not for the foreseeable future, you know? Be on my lonesome for a little while now because honestly, earnestly, it can be very hard to sort of level off that area of mind of state that makes you want to just jump over people to Mario hop on motherfuckers' heads to get what you want. I feel like that's the natural capitalistic way, you know, individualism and whatnot. And being by myself can sort of stave off that natural impulse, if you will. Because I don't think you can cull it completely. I don't think that's possible. You just got to find out which way to strategically fuck over a lot of people uh mostly aligns with your morals, and I think this is it. You know, I hear about all these horrible like jobs and like marketing gigs and all this shit, and it's like I gotta wake up at 5 a.m and I don't go home until 6 and da 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 blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah man, but I don't know. I feel like I wake up playing this game at 4 a.m routinely, and I don't go to bed until very late. Work out, you know, I do my little chores and whatnot. I have my fun, but yeah, I feel like it just exploitation is generally what you're supposed to do to get to the top. And you just gotta find whatever way of exploitation, like whatever you want to exploit yourself, you want to exploit others, you know. And inherently, we're gonna be adding value to someone, no matter what we do, whether it's evil, good, whatever. You know, there are people that like murder. There are people who profit off of the murder by, you know, condemning it. And the rape and all this stuff. So, you know, whatever you do, you're gonna profit. You're gonna help someone in general. Maybe not the people you're doing it to. Maybe not yourself. But knowing this, people just really need to trust themselves more and communicate. Communication is the main thing. See, like I can have all this power, all this love, all this justice, but if I just do random things and don't communicate what's going on, people are all just gonna be confused and I'll be misunderstood, and then somebody's gonna crash out on me, and then I'll have to, you know, exert my power, my strength, and all this useless dumb bullshit that really isn't needed. You know, conducive to actually, you know, fixing problems. Because, you know, people don't realize there's a very peacekeeping way to fix problems. There's a very efficient way to fix problems, and then that becomes with problem prevention, you know, and that just comes from communication. But the thing here is, you know, I really don't know what I'm transforming into. Like, how can you communicate some weird shit that has like 8 different components and parts and, you know, things, and it's like, how can you really communicate with yourself and be reality, be like, this is where I'm going? Because at a lot of times I know, guys, we're just kind of wandering along, but the important part is to take steps, you know, to take steps and just communicate that you're taking steps. And this goes down to the smallest things. And I think one of my big problems is I just hate the communication thing, because I'm always misunderstood. And when you always get misunderstood, it's like, well, what's the point, man? Like, I'm always trying to say it in a weird way, in my way, in you know, the way that I feel happy doing, that I have fun doing, whatever, you know. I'm always trying to do that. And you know where it leads me? It leads me to well, I didn't know you were trying to do that. Well, I didn't know you were doing it this way. You know, I had no idea you were going through this much. And I'm like, okay, sure. I get a lot of those. I get a lot of those. And, you know, whose fault is it really? Because I feel like there's always a better way to explain it, and there's always a better question to ask. In both sides. But as a, you know, strictly autistic individual who, well, I say Asperger's. I mean, I'm just not on the regular plane of thought. And on top of that, I'm introverted, so I don't really desire to speak to people. Or, you know, have a desire to grow that skill. You know, I've naturally grown it, and so I have like a way I like to do it. But I don't love it. You know, I don't desire it, which is why I thought, you know, make this acting stuff a job. That's perfect for me, right? Because then it'll force me to be around people, and then it'll be good, and then, you know, I'll learn things about myself, and yada yada yada. And you know, it just doesn't always work out that way. Not just because of the industry is fucked, um, but because you can't just do what you're good at, and you know what naturally falls into you, and expect a natural easy life. You know, if you do what's easy, you're gonna have a hard life. If you do what's hard, you're gonna have an easy life type shit, right? So there's always a deeper way. There's always a closer fit in my eyes for us. You know, it's just like speed running. Like we can always go faster. We can always optimize a little bit more. So, you know, this is just the recent iteration of the steps I want to take. You're doing the playthrough, you know, going back into the Koopa channel. But yeah, man, it's like, yeah, damn. I really don't mind the loner status, the solo status. That's why I'm doing the whole solo quest. It doesn't bother me. It really doesn't. And it's mostly because of the communication thing. Because I hate being the starter of the conversation when it comes to those serious things. And it's like, hey, we gotta have a discussion about this. Hey, we gotta fix this thing. You know, I hate doing that. But I always have to do it. Why is that? Like, are we all pussies nowadays? Is everybody a punk ass? Because I would love to be the punk ass. I would love to be. I know my dad wasn't the most confrontational with other people, you know. This was a funny thing. I didn't learn this story until I was far older, but this is a very funny thing of how he actually met my mom in the military. He had a wingman. One of his friends introduced them, you know? And I can't imagine doing that with a girl. You know, having one of my friends introduce me and then he ended up marrying you, that sounds fucking awful. And when I thought about it that way, it's like, I don't think I'm ready for a girl, a relationship, or a friend, or anything right now. I don't. Because I was thinking about it, and I'm like, just imagine, you come home from work, wherever you're working, and you put your hat down, you put your thing down, you know, you change your clothes, and you sit, and your girl comes up to you and she goes, hey, how was your day, hubby? Oh my gosh, how you doing? And I just think that conversation would be the worst. I would be so annoyed. I'd be pissed off. I'm like, I just got home from work. You want me to live through that again? And then I thought deeper. I'm like, what would I actually want to do with them when I get home? You know? I would want them to sit in the corner, shut the fuck up, watch YouTube with me while I play this game. And I'm like, what kind of relationship is that? Like, I might as well just have an imaginary friend that I talk to on the fucking stream, right? Like, that doesn't make any sense. But yeah. Yeah, and I wouldn't even want the sex. Honestly, I'm like, it's because like for me, like I was saying before, guys, sex I feel like it's for women. Every time I've had it, that's been my aim to please them, and I think it's worked. I believe, you know, any of the girls I fucked can, you know, tell me if we had a bad time. But yeah, and I just, you know, most times there have been some times where I've had fun, but I'd say a good, you know, over 50% have been for me. You know, because it's just not where I generally derive pleasure. I get more, you know, efficiency and fun from just joiking it, you know? And I realize that's not helpful for me either because I'm building a relationship with that, you know, and that's becoming my girlfriend. The girlfriend is the prawn. And that just don't make sense because this is an inherently exploitative power. It's kind of like how I'm seeing the girls make the government their hubby, you know, like that's who they're adhering to. I kind of view it that way. Like if a girl, an OnlyFans model, is like, I don't need a man, but I'm gonna sell my body online, and the government's gonna give me aid and whatever, or you know, she's a boss babe and she's got a government job or whatever, and she wants to basically any boss babe. That's how I feel like I am. I feel like I'm a boss babe. Because like having the government pay your bills, I'm basically having the government pay my nut and fuck the pain away from me. Because that's all it really is. You know, you guys, I feel like I might get fucking doxxed for this, or you know, the Illuminati might come for me, but I really do feel like porn conglomerate, the music conglomerate, all the media, you know, news, those guys are all fucking together. Same shareholders. You know what I'm saying? Mass production media. I say porn is behind a lot of it, especially like TikTok and stuff. But that's just my conspiracy theories. Let me take my tinfoil hat off real quick. We're gonna end this one soon. I think I'm just gonna do the second boss fight, and then we're gonna cut this one off. But yeah, that you know it's just so crazy because a lot of times people go, they hate these conspiracy theories, but I'm never going to tell you to hate a conspiracy theory, guys. I'm going to tell you to think about it. Like, this is not one of those channels where I just tell you what to think or how to say or what. I'm just going to give you ideas. I'm just going to give you topics and then we're going to talk about it. Then we're going to discuss because, even my tutorials and my like, this is what you should do for motivation or to be creative or whatever, they are springboards for you to think on, things to chew on because I don't like that ideology that there's one way to go, one way to think because that hasn't worked for me. So why would I preach that? Why would I preach my way even though it's working really well for me? Why would I preach my way when it's so fucking weird? And also there are like these plethora of other ways I've discovered along the way that could have worked for anybody else. I'm like there's a lot of ways that I've seen that have worked for other people that I've tried. I'm like, that just didn't work for me. It's just not what I necessarily want to do. One of the ways is therapy. Therapy, I tried. It just didn't work for me. And I'm not saying that nobody should go to therapy. I'm not saying therapy in itself is a bad concept. I'm just saying like there's different ways for different people to do the same thing. And we're all trying to fucking survive, and not only survive but thrive, so that we can help others. Essentially, that's my goal with this whole playthrough, with my whole life in general. But being an entertainer, I love to just see smiles. I know we all love to see smiles, but being an entertainer, there's a certain like drive in me that makes it very easy for me to get smiles, and it's like a dopamine receptive that I just can't stop smacking. Like I keep hitting that smile button no matter what. Like, ah, damn, it's so fun. And I'm saying, do you find the way that works for you, whether you want to be alone forever, whether you want to play a solo quest forever, whether you want to go to the Demon Palace and kill giant picture frames in the Thunder Room. Whatever you want to do, you just got to do that. You just got to do that. And I know it will be hard, it will be weird, and you can't get down on yourself because you're doing a different thing now that you were doing like a year ago or a month ago or whatever. Because honestly, that is the thing. We're all, theoretically, right, climbing Mount Everest. And then after Everest, we Kilimanjaro. And after Kilimanjaro, you just keep going up, right? I actually think Kilimanjaro is shorter. But whatever, you know what I'm saying. We gonna keep climbing. We're 43 now on the Healy. And I will see you guys next time. I'm tired. I have to take a piss. All that shit. All that shit, all that piss. Go ahead and drop a sub if you love. Sub for love. And I will see y'all on the next one. Peace out.